Okay, well, welcome to our class today. We're having technical issues again. I did go into the room as a student, and that worked. However, the links aren't working, so you just get me today again. Today we're going to be looking at a business email, formal, and how you can write a formal business email, apply for a job, okay? So that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to look at an example first, and then we'll look at how to write it. So just let me get to the screen share. Let's see. Business email is what I want. As far as I know, yeah, this is what you're seeing. Wonderful. So it's a little small, so let me try and make it a little bit bigger here. Whoops, not that big. That was too big. And that's too big as well. Okay, so this is perfect, it looks like. So again, writing an email, it's very similar to writing a letter. However, it is different. And so what you need to do is first, obviously, you write, and this is just an email, an example email I got offline that, continues with my ideas of how to write a good email. And so in the two-part, all you do is write their email. That's pretty simple. And then here in the subject, like I'll explain later, is what you're applying for. You can say job application or other things, which you'll see in a little bit. And your name. And your name is just important, just in case you don't have, your email doesn't show your name and it shows just your email or something like that. So, it just makes life a little bit easier for the employer, okay? So as you can see here in the main part of this, it says, Dear Hiring Manager. Okay, so if you don't know who you're directing this email to, it's the hiring manager. That would be fine. Later I'll give you some more ideas. So this email says, I am writing to express my interest in the web content manager position listed on mediabistro.com. I have experience building large consumer-focused health-based content sites. While much of my experience has been in the business world, I understand the social value of the nonprofit sector, and my business experience will be an asset to your organization. My responsibilities included the development and management of the site's editorial voice and style, the editorial calendar, and the daily content programming and production of the website. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Sincerely, Susan Smith. Here it just says Susan Smith with her address. Any town is just kind of an example, and this is from the United States. Okay, and then again the email, and obviously it's repetitive, but still it just makes life a little bit easier for the employer. Okay, so they have all of your information right there. Okay, so, and cell means their cell phone number or mobile number. Okay, so that's the example I have, and so where to start? Okay, that's the most important thing. So you found this job, you want to apply to it, what do you do next? And so as we saw before, the subject line is, well, after you put their email address in, you write what the email is for and your name. Okay, like I said, it's easier for the company to find your email. Short, sweet, and to the point, as we say in English. You can say job application, as it says in the example, the job posting, the job opening, etc. And then, like I said, plus your name. And that just makes things easier and a little bit more efficient, makes you look detail-oriented, which is also important. So basically, that's the first part. You can probably put, maybe if it's a specific job, like if the online teacher position, and then your name. So that would be fine as well. Now, in the second part that you do is you write who you're writing to. Like I said, if you don't know the name of the person you're writing to, you can write Dear Hiring Manager, as in the example, or more formal would be to whom it may concern. Now, because you're writing to an email address that you don't know who the person on the other end is, you don't want to say if it's Mrs., Miss, Mr., or anything like that. We leave it very general, to whom it may concern, okay? The important person in this subject matter, basically. So moving on, the next part is state what you are applying for and where you found it. Okay, so just like it said in the example, we'll go up to the example again. I am writing to express my interest in the web content manager position listed on mediabistro.com. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm saying here. Companies are often interested in knowing where people found the ad, and that's for future reference. Oh, this website really worked. We'll use that again. This website didn't really work, so let's not use that. So that's also helping them kind of plan for the future, which is, you considering their company, what's good for them, and which is also a good reflection of yourself as a new employee. The next part is you have to sell yourself a little bit, okay? You have to explain why you are perfect for that job. Okay, so start with some great adjectives and then give a brief description of previous but related positions, again, with duties, just as they did in the examples here. Okay, in the example, sorry. And so there's some really good adjectives about the job and the business that they worked for before. And then their responsibilities. And that's all you have to say. My responsibilities included is a pretty general way to say this, okay? So let's take a look at some adjectives that I have here. And that's ambitious. If you don't know the word ambitious, it means that you have goals and things to work for in life. And so you always want more. You're looking for that next step in your life. Maybe you're confident. Okay, I'm confident in that I will do a good job. I have a lot of experience, so that's why you're confident. Okay. You're cooperative. Okay, well, that's good for many different things. Maybe you work individually, but you have to consult or talk to someone else. So you're good about that. Or maybe you have to work in groups. Maybe you're the leader of the group, and so you have to talk to other people about the job or the project that you're working on. And so it's good to say you're cooperative. Determined is the next word I have here. And of course, that's what every single employer wants, is someone who's determined, they're determined, and again, it's very similar to ambitious, but a little bit different. When they say, I'm determined to get this project done by this date, so you set deadlines, and you're proactive, and you're a go-getter, and so you're very determined. Helpful is also good, especially in group settings. Maybe one of your coworkers or colleagues needs some help, and so you can help with that. Or maybe it's not work-related, but it's, maybe life-related, something's going on, and you can offer advice to some people. So that's always very good to be helpful. Knowledgeable, okay, especially if it's a very specific job. You want to, say, hey, I'm very knowledgeable about this topic. For me, my example would be I'm pretty knowledgeable with English grammar. And so that means you have a good base and a good understanding of that topic. Punctual. Punctual is always important in the business world. You don't want someone to arrive late every day. That wouldn't be fantastic. And so punctual is always a good thing to say. Assured is very similar to confident. However, self-assured sounds a little bit more responsible, to tell you the truth. It just means that you have confidence in yourself. And so again, it's very similar to confident, but a little bit different. So sincere is the next word I have here. And sincere is also very important. You want someone who's honest with you, and that's why I have honest next. Because if you're working with a company, you want to have this good, solid relationship. You don't want an employee who's working for you to not be honest. You know, if they make a mistake, will they tell the truth? So that's why I have trustworthy here. You want to be able to depend on this person. You're hiring them for a specific reason. You want them to do a good job. And so to be sincere and honest is very great. And then with trustworthy as well, that they know they can count on you to get your work done. Maybe at some point they will offer you to work from home because they trust you to do your work and get things done. And the last part here, oh, excuse me, I need some water. The next part here is flexible. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. I got a little tickle in my throat. Okay, so back to this. So flexible. Maybe you need to come into work early some days or stay late. You know, a company wants someone who is flexible also. Just for those just in case moments, or maybe there's a meeting or something during the day or after work. Okay, so it's always good to be flexible as well. Now, these are adjectives that I chose, and so you don't have to use these, but I know that, you know, these are really good, strong adjectives, and they're pretty professional, so these would be good to at least add a couple. All right, so now we're going to talk about how to end the email. So there's a couple different things that we can do here. To use closing sentences, and we will look at some more of these in just a second here. For example, I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, and so that's what we saw in the example email. And then you can also say, I'm awaiting your prompt reply. Okay, this sounds a little bit more formal to me, but that's just fine. And then when you're actually signing off and you're going to sign your name, you can say sincerely, yours faithfully, or yours sincerely. Okay? And that's it for this document. Obviously, right now, I would ask if anyone had any questions. However, because we're having our technical issue today, we won't be doing that. So I'm going to get another document here. And these are just different business writing phrases. Okay, so a little bit more specific. They can also be used in different kind of business emails. So I need to switch my screen share here. Oh, it looks like I'm coming back. Okay, so I'm back. And business email, business letter writing phrases. Perfect. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. There's some 10 good opening lines. So opening lines is when you first begin. Okay, it says we need an opening line in a business letter or professional email. And these are the different ways that we can use these sentences. To make reference to previous correspondence. So if you've already been in contact with this business, you can use these phrases. To say how we found the recipient's name and address. and to say why we are writing to the recipient. So the recipient is the person who is going to receive the email. So this first one says, with reference to your letter, or email in this case probably, of the 8th of June, okay, so if they need to kind of go back and see what you had talked about that day, you're letting them know, hey, we talked on the 8th of June, or you sent me an email on the 8th. And so they can look back for the email, and that will make everything easier as well. You don't have to look through probably or maybe hundreds of emails, depending on how large the company is. The second one says, I am writing to inquire about. So here you're asking for information. Inquire is basically to ask a question. Okay? So that's that. For example, the next one, after having seen your advertisement in, I would like. Okay, so now you're referring again to where you saw their ad. If it was online, maybe it was in a newspaper or something like that. Nowadays, if you're going to email someone, I would say it's probably online. But hey, you never know. Maybe it's, something that you saw in a newspaper ad and it said, email this company, we'll be glad to hear from you. Okay? So this next one says, after having received your address from. So this from here is like a friend of a friend kind of situation. Or maybe it was another business that said, hey, it would be great if you could apply there, or something like that. Okay, so with this one, you might be asking for information, or maybe you're trying to apply to that job for a job within that company. The next one says, I received your address from and would like. So again, basically the same as the last one, just worded a little differently. Okay, whoops. So this next one says, we or I recently wrote to you about. And so if we're using we, that means probably your business. Okay? And you say we because you're obviously a part of that business, and it just sounds a little more professional. Or if you're writing I, well, then you're talking about you personally. Again, let's see, before we get to the closing lines. This one says, thank you for your letter of 8th of May. And so, they said, hey, thank you for responding to my email or sending me an email. Again, specifying the day to make life easier. And it's just a little bit more formal as well. Thank you for your letter regarding. So regarding in this case means about. Instead of saying about like we do in this next one, we're just changing the words. Changing the words doesn't really mean that you have a better level of English. It just means that you can use different words. Okay? Thank you for your letter or email about. Again, explaining, what you applied for or what you requested. Maybe it was information or something like that. Okay? And the next one, in reply to your letter of the 8th of May. Okay, so just a different way that you can say this. All right, again, this would be where I ask for questions. I don't believe there are any questions, at least I hope not. I don't have any viewers, but I can do the question and answer connecting to Google. Anyone who is watching at some point, you are able to ask questions. No one's there, so let's continue with the closing lines here. We need a closing line in a business letter or email to make reference to a future event or to repeat maybe an apology, to offer help. Good for many different things as well. The first one says, if you require any further information, feel free to contact me, which is also very great because, you know, you want to be available for anything else, okay? Maybe they need to know your ID number, or maybe your phone number or another phone number, or they need to ask for a reference. And so you're basically leaving the door open with that and saying, hey, if you need anything, just let me know. However, in a more formal way. The next is, I look forward to your reply. Basically the same as this next one. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to seeing you. And so they sound a little different. These two are basically the same. They're just worded a little differently. So we have in the first one, I look forward to your reply. Your reply is a noun, okay? And then in this one, after to, the preposition, I look forward to hearing from you. When you have a verb, you need to use it in the ing form. Okay, so just like in this next one, I look forward to seeing you, addition to, and then the verb in ing. It doesn't matter what the verb is. Okay, so this next one, please advise, my computer's in American English, so that says this is wrong, but this is, oh no, that's actually correct. It was trying to correct it incorrectly. Advise as necessary. So please tell me what to do or when it's necessary, when you want me to, okay, when the time is right. That's basically, hey, let me know what I can do or should do. The next one says, we look forward to a successful working relationship in the future. And so this sounds like it's maybe two businesses that are trying to work together to, you know, have an even bigger business in the future. This one, I don't think we would really use, we look forward, when it's we, it has to be kind of another business. If you say I look forward to a successful working relationship in the future, that absolutely is perfectly fine as well. The last one on this page says, should you need any further information, please do not hesitate to contact me. So this should is actually, if you're here for grammar, conditional, and this would be probably the first conditional. It's all in the present tense. And so you can replace should for if. If you need any further information, if you need anything else in the future, please do not hesitate to contact me. So that means, you know, if you need something, ask me, don't worry, there's no problem here. It means that you're open and you're willing to talk to them and you're willing to be helpful in any case. All right. Right here, I just have 3 little sentences. And the first one says, once again, I apologize for any inconvenience. As we saw before, you can use some of these phrases to say that you're sorry about something. This would be maybe that a product didn't work or something like that, where you're not happy. You know, just in general, that a good situation isn't happening exactly. And so when you say once again, they know that you're being repetitive and you say, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. It's a good kind of opening line there to introduce a second apology, okay? We hope that we may continue to reply on your valued custom. their custom here is very valued, is saying, so they're good morals and things like that. This sounds like it's from, and again, this one too, maybe someone wrote to you and you are the business person and you need to fix a problem or solve something, okay? So that's what these sound like to me. And then the last one, I would appreciate your immediate attention to this matter. Please hurry up, but it's very nicely said. And hopefully things will go well after that and they'll appreciate your nice tone. You know, if we would say, write me back as soon as possible, demanding, and maybe the business, you know, maybe that situation wouldn't go so smoothly. And so you need to choose your words carefully when you do email, because again, we don't know your tone of voice. We don't know what kind of tone that you're thinking of, if you're angry or if you're not. So again, what I'll do here, try and get back to the other one. So you can see the example once again. All right, so this isn't working. Let me see if I can figure this out. So I want to stop my screen share. Here we go. And then go back to the example again so you can see that. Let's see, business letter phrases, the business email. So just a second here as it loads. We'll keep switching. You might be getting confused. Okay, so let's go back up to the top. Okay, so like, you know, we were saying it's very short, it's not very long. You don't need to write list of, you know, adjectives or anything like that. You'll probably be attaching your CV or resume to this, and so they can see where you've worked before and what you've done in the past. You don't exactly need to talk about every single job. Here they've talked about the experience and the responsibilities. Maybe this was at one job, maybe this was at multiple jobs. You know, it doesn't really matter. The thing is that you can control these situations. You understand what to do in these situations. And so that's what they're looking for. They don't care if you worked at 6 jobs doing different things. What is your experience now and what are you good at? Okay, so don't write things that aren't true. And I think that's basically it. I guess if there aren't any questions, because right now either. So, great. Well, maybe I'll have to do some more examples. I know applying to jobs is very important these days, especially in English, as it's become a very important language in the world for business or for not business, for traveling even, it's very important. So let me stop my screen share again, I think. I'm trying to think if there's any businesses or online companies that I know of that I could recommend, and honestly, I don't. I know that there's one place, it's called Upwork, and that's actually how I got this job. And there you can apply to many different jobs. They're all online. And so that might be helpful if you are looking for a job. And they also have some tips and things like that for you. And I think there's little classes that you can take. So Upwork, again, is the name of the website, and that's all over the world. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed the class, and hopefully we can get this problem fixed sometime soon. I did start later than normal just because I was like I said, in the other classroom as a student, and I was talking to them, but I don't think they can see me. That was the problem. So hopefully next week we can get this all fixed. And thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And have a good day and good luck in your business search. So the next class I have is on Thursday, so in 2 days. And that's about the verb get. There's so many different uses for the verb get. It's going to be a great class, and hopefully it will be useful for you as well. So get a move on, and I'll see you in class then. All right, well, thank you very much for today. And again, enjoy your day, and hopefully I'll see you soon.